Korean horror movies are fuel to our nightmares with their orthodox approach towards the horror genre. These Korean films can keep you awake on long nights. Whether it is a zombie or other demonic creatures, these K-horrors didn't hold back when it comes to terrifying us. So the Cine Wizard has compiled a list of top 10 Korean horror films for its viewers. And that being said, let's explore Korean horror cinema with us. At number 10, we got Alive. The first entry in this video is this zombie apocalyptic horror film. It was released in 2020 and the direction was given by Shaw Hong. Starring Yoon Ha-in and Park Shin-hye in the lead roles, the film narrates the survival story of a video game streamer during a zombie apocalypse in Seoul. The film received generally mixed reviews, but it gained widespread popularity among the public. It crossed over $14.7 million against a budget of $8.5 million. Although there are many horror films with the same idea, Alive excels in delivering a dose of terror wrapped in emotional thrill context. At number 9, we got Killer Toon. Released in 2013, this psychological horror thriller film is a unique horror film. The reason which makes it distinct from other horror films lies in its storyline.
작가의 그림대로 살인 사건이 벌어지다. 딱 그림 나오잖아요.
내가 그들을 죽일 이유가 없잖아요.
Killer Toon follows a famous horror webtoon artist, Gonjiam. Her life gets complicated when her publisher turns out to be dead in a gruesome way. But things get further complicated when this murder mirrors her latest horror webtoon work. It features Lee Si-young in the lead character, while Ki-yeon played a supporting role.
당신들도 죽을까봐 겁나는 거야?
It received positive reviews for its storyline and performance of Lee Young. It performed well at the box office and was a mild success. At number 8, we got Hansel and Gretel. Though Hansel and Gretel is not a new idea, and many films revolve around this pitch, but this Korean horror film is on another level because unlike traditional Hansel and Gretel films, there isn't any witch in this film but some creepy children.
착한 거 같지? 아직까지는?
너희들 도대체 왜 날 내보내주지 않는 건데?
가져가세요.
This film revolves around Lee Yeon-seo, a salesman who finds himself in a mysterious house after a car accident. The house belongs to 3 children who have some very dark secrets. Directed by Kim Pi-sung, it was released in 2007 and met with a positive response from the critics as well as the public.
벌써 우리에게 주인공이 됐는걸요?
그러니까 죽어버려. 죽으란 말이야.
It received acclaim for its storyline, cinematography, and performance of cast members. At number 7, we got The Red Shoes. Based on a famous Western fairy tale by Hans Christian, this Korean horror film is directed by Kim Yong-gun. Like the original fairy tale, this film also incorporates the idea of a deadly curse, but in a more horrific way.
너한테는 어울리는 거 정말 아닌데. 근데 왜 낯설지가 않지?
나는 안 죽어요. 내 딸만 죽을 거야.
The plot is based on a pair of pink shoes, which have a deadly curse on them. When Sanjay, the main character, finds these shoes, her life becomes chaotic. But as the story unfolds, it is revealed that not everything appears is the same. It has Kim Hae-soo and Kim Song-choo in lead roles. Released in 2005, it became a success at the box office and earned more than $7.5 million against a budget of $1.3 million. If you like curse-based horror films, then give this movie a shot. At number 6, we got The Mimic. The Mimic is another brilliant horror film from Korean cinema. It was released in 2017 and due to its fabulous story, it became popular among horror fans.
어머니 왜 이러세요? 어머니 왜 이러세요?
Directed and written by Woo Young, the plot is based on a grieving mother who takes in a mysterious young girl. The girl who mimics the voice of a human's lost child is up to something sinister, which is revealed at the end. Yeom Jong-ah and Park Hyuk played the lead characters, while Hyo Jin and Gil Hai are in as supporting characters. It was a critical and commercial success and was nominated for several awards. At number 5, we got The Host. Directed by Oscar-winning Bong Joon-ho, this horror or monster film is full of thrill. It has elements of horror, dark comedy, and thrill for its viewers, starring Kang Sang-ho and Go Ha-sung in the lead roles. The film narrates the story of a horrific monster who attacked people. It was a huge commercial and critical success. It grossed over $89.4 million against a budget of $11 million, thus making it one of the most commercially successful Korean horror film.
I've heard your daughter's still alive. Why didn't you contact the police or the military, a human rights organization, something?
Critics praised the direction, idea, and cinematography of this movie. It also won several awards, including the Best Film Award at the Asian Film Awards. At number 4, we got Train to Busan. This Korean action horror film is one of the best films made in Korean cinema. It follows a man who boarded a train with his daughter from Seoul to Busan during a zombie apocalypse.
팀장님, 여기 11호차 응급 환자 발생했습니다.
Full with emotional and action scenes, Train to Busan was a major critical and commercial success. It grossed over $98 million during this theatrical run against a production budget of $8 million. The director of this horror movie, Yoon Sang-ho, earned widespread acclaim for his direction. A sequel, Peninsula, was released in 2020 but failed to meet the standard set by its predecessor. At number 3, we got The Waling. The horror film filled with violence and mystery, The Waling is considered for the best Korean horror films ever made.
다 그 양반이 영원한 새끼들 일들 아니오. 여기 다 뭔 일이다냐 그래? 여기서 다 죽어버렸어.
It is directed and written by Na Hong-jin and features Kwak Do-won and Hwang Young in the lead roles. Set in a picturesque village, it revolves around a policeman who investigates a spree of mysterious killings in which whole families are killed by one of their own. Upon its release, it became an instant hit and earned $51 million at the box office, against a budget of $8 million. It also received critical praise for its direction, screenplay, and editing.
몸은 그냥 미끼를 던져본 것이고 자네 딸내미는 그것을 확 물어본 것이요.
At number 2, we got Gonjiam, Haunted Asylum. The second most watched horror film, Gonjiam Haunted Asylum, is a stuff of nightmares.
친구 들어가는 곤지암 전문가.
들어가면
곤지암 공포체 지금 시작합니다.
As it appears from its name, this found-footage horror film is directed by Young Bam Shek. The Gonjiam Asylum is a real place and it is included in the top 7 haunted places on the earth. The film focuses on a crew of a horror web series arriving in the asylum for a live broadcast. Then, rest is history. It will send cold shivers to your spine once you start to watch it. However, it was a critical and commercial hit not only in Korea but also all around the globe.
여기 뭐야? 지금 일어나고 있는 거 진짜야! 우리 나가야 돼!
At number 1, we got A Tale of Two Sisters. The number 1 pick for today is this horror drama film.
왜 들어왔구나. 너 점점 엄마 닮아간다.
A Tale of Two Sisters narrates the story of a mental patient who recently came home with her sister. But to her shock, she finds disturbing events linked with the ghost of their deceased mother. A Tale of Two Sisters is the most watched Korean horror film and dubbed and also the most successful one. Directed by Kim Ye-won, this film grossed over $70 million against a budget of $3.7 million. It was voted as the best horror film by Korean cinema. Its success spawned a Hollywood remake named The Uninvited. It rightfully earns its place in this list.
누가 그랬어? 그 여자가 그런 거지. 왜 이래 버릇없이?
Well, which movie should have been on this list and which one shouldn't? What are your thoughts about it? If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe to the Cine Wizard and hit the bell icon to stay updated with new arrivals.